Hi, in this video I want to have a look at a bit more at the Fey Realm event. I've made some more research, and now to continue with my main with the main quest I have to do some looting. Cannot really find much information about it. I just sent some small amount of troops just to kind of test. That seems like a not so strong opponent, so I'm just going to try to take that mine, see how that goes. Full march is feels kind of risky. You don't know what's going to happen. Healing troops is still relatively cheap, but it does get quite expensive. So while we wait, maybe I will just speed it up a bit. Oh. So don't want to wait too long. While we wait, perhaps we have a quick look at the research. What I'm currently doing is working on these, or at least not at this moment, but I've been working on these. And when I've have them up to level 3, I can do this one, and that I assume this is some kind of talent that I can use to immediately gain 3 hours. That's nice, but it consumes military order costs, so that is quite nice, because sometimes I'm unable to use them, and at least then if I need to use them for some kind of quest, I can. So that is quite nice. Still going very slow. So now there is kind of like a 10-minute looting that started. Seems to be all losses. Is that really true? If that's really losses, then it's something to be very careful about. So I should also try to pull out as soon as trouble arises. I'm not sure actually, maybe this is some kind of, was this really an opponent, or was this some like computer protection that is always there in the mines? Not sure whether somebody really garrisoned it, but that is whether this is just some standard protection. Would be quite surprised if you lose all your troops from a battle on a mine. How did it go with my troops? That is maybe a better measure. Didn't really pay attention to that. Yeah, so I've only wounded, so probably this is nothing special. It's just some computer. Dreamer Steel Dragon, probably just some computer. I expect. Not sure. That makes more sense to have wounded. Okay, well, yeah, just have to keep on going for another 8 minutes, so 10 in total, and hopefully I won't be disturbed. And maybe while we do that, we can have a little bit of a look at the research, because now that I have completed 60%, I can also go have a look at the other trees. So in case you haven't unlocked them yet, maybe you find it interesting. So this hunter seems to be related to attacking those monsters. So I assume this is all the same. That is a troop defense and troop health. Occupation points, that's actually quite nice. And military merit gained from defeating castle monsters. So that's actually quite nice. March speed. Okay, interesting. Military order recovery rate. Can hold more military orders. Okay, so this is another spell talent. Quite interesting, but not really maybe directly for fighting. This seems more useful for player versus player. This is quite interesting, actually. Would be good to have this so you use less resources when healing wounded troops. Just the one level, 20%, but still quite nice. Okay, that is also nice. I'm automatically healed up to 20%. Morale booster is another talent. Yeah, completing all these will be hard. Leader probably not so. Not so relevant for me actually. Not yet sure what I'm going to focus on first. I think in general, want to have this one going first. There are some nice things here as well. So 32% of troops wounded in looting mines will be healed directly. That's quite nice. We have when you defend against also a certain amount, and that can go up to 80%. So that is all quite nice. That one I just looked at. We have increasing the resources you gain from looting and decreasing the mine production cut when you are being looted. So those are all quite nice. And I think I might focus on these first, or this tree in general, to finish that, to max that, before I put a lot of focus in other trees. I think for me as a small player, this is probably more interesting. Try to improve everything, but these are also important. Trying to get this one up to 15 really helps with the exploration points as well. And hopefully I can complete the mine looting and get complete this chapter as well. So far it's going quite okay. 3 more minutes. Maybe I'm going to keep the video recording, but I don't have that much interesting things to say, I think. So maybe it's not that necessary to stay. Yeah, maybe one thing that I haven't had to look at in the videos is this schedule. So probably you have already seen it, where you can see, okay, what the major things, what is coming. So that is still coming soon, and the rewards you could get for those. potentially some interesting rewards like Dusk Arcana is definitely very interesting for me. You also have it in a calendar format, so you see where you are at now and when do new things start and finish. So that is quite an interesting view as well to see what's coming up. To increase my exploration points a bit to be able to get to the next rank. Is there anything else that is interesting? Yeah, it's even harder now than before. Before I could still get some level 12 mines of the fantasy gemstones were still doable. Now there in our territory there are no mines, level 12 mines for Stoneflower or fantasy gems, so difficult to increase. So the best way to increase my exploration points now seems to be to just increase the number of mines. 11 so far, still quite doable. So I'm just going to focus on those 11s, and that is it. I find this whole looting, yeah, not so interesting and not so favorable. In the sense that if every kingdom is going to loot a lot from other kingdoms, you're just going to have a problem. You have to, it will become more difficult for players that are not spending. So that is quite, yeah, I find it quite a bit of a pity. So I don't really plan to, to do too much looting, even though the game makers would like you to do it. If you look at the weekly quest, for example, I think, what was it? Complete mine looting for 10 times. Don't plan to do that. Also the daily quest, I don't think I'm going to do looting daily, but for the main quest, okay, I have to do it to progress with the main quest, I'm going to do it. That is really something that is kind of like, oh, you have to do it, you cannot do without. So that is, the reason why I'm doing it now, because I want to make progress according to along this main quest. But if you look at the daily quest and weekly quest, I don't think it's that necessary to really get those few extra rewards and doing some looting. I prefer to have my encounters with the other kingdoms more in like the battles for castles and not get into a daily fight over mines. Okay, so that was the loot. It does give quite some sunflower. It does give kind of some stoneflower. That's going to claim it. And the nice thing, we can claim that. For the rest, I still have everything to do, and it seems, getting a level 6 castle, that is something we have to do as still as a kingdom. So everybody from my kingdom will be stuck here for now. This one, I can work towards those. I don't think it's too much trouble to get the land manager to 15 and the illusion repeller to 24. By one mine of level 13 or above, that will be difficult. I think we need to have a level 6 castle for that. And everybody will be interested to have a level 13 mine, so it will be hard. Defeat 130 stone puppets or stone puppeteers. I think that shouldn't be big of an issue. Spend 200 military orders. Unfortunately, one spent in the past don't count, but that should be doable as well. And occupy 29 mines I've already done. So it's all doable if we get the level 6 castle, I think, and if we are able to share those level 13 mines, because probably everybody wants to jump on top of them. Okay, that was it for the Fey Realm update. If you have any comments or any questions, that is always much appreciated, and thanks for watching this video.